Hey guys, welcome out to the range. Today I wanted to do a video to answer some questions and some issues that have come up. What I've noticed, the pattern here on YouTube, is people make a comment, and in reality what they're doing is they're actually asking a question in a comment. Folks, use your words, okay? As I've said before, I'm done sugarcoating things, and it is time for people to put on their big boy and big girl pants. The subject matter for today is training cadres, training companies, working with media professionals, and how to work with media professionals. When I was a magazine writer, there was an understanding between the writer and the training cadre. And when I say training cadre, I'm referring to a person or a group of persons that offer training to the public. And when training cadres were dealing with media professionals, they absolutely knew that that person could not. It wasn't that they didn't want to, it was that they could not go full retard on them, because they knew that there was a vetting process. It went to the editor-in-chief, eventually, it went to the editor-in-chief, and the editor-in-chief and or the media relations department of the magazine would reach out to the training cadre and say, this is what our guy has written. Do you want to read it? Do you want to look it over? And I don't have a problem with that. That's the way all my stuff worked. Where I noticed, guys, I'm doing this video because there needs to be a 101 level education to the training industry. Because the training industry has been beat to death by social media professionals. There are a great many people now who call themselves firearms media, but they answer to no one. The only thing they answer to is their own ego, their own desire to see blood in the water. So what you end up with is you have training cadres who have pretty much said, I'm done, I don't want any cameras around me, you people are a bunch of freaking clowns. I will tell you where this is a problem in 2022, but what you guys don't realize is this was a problem in 2010. The first time I noticed a major change in how the National Sports Shooting Foundation that runs SHOT Show, how they were dealing with media. I want to say it was 2010. It's 2010 or 2011. They put out a media-wide blitz to everybody, and they said, invitation only. It used to be called Media Day at the Range, now it's called Industry Day. Since 2010, I've had a standing invitation every single year, because I'm an established member of the media. They know that. They know that I have been part of this industry, and every single year, whether I go or not, I always get an invitation to Industry Day. The NSSF had to put the kibosh on just anybody and everybody calling themselves media. They got so strict and so severe because what was happening was people were strolling into booths at Industry Day and or SHOT Show, picking things up and starting to photograph them. Well, actually, Industry Day is specific to that, but let's talk about SHOT Show. Yeah, because SHOT Show is the more specific problem. People were walking into booths, running cameras, and not asking for permission. And when people would try to confront them in the booth, they would literally hold their badge in the person's face and say, I'm media. That's not the way you do it, guys. That pissed everybody off in the industry. When you walk into somebody's booth, and you automatically start picking objects up and photographing them and videoing them and not asking for permission, that shines poorly on everybody in the industry. And that then translated to the training industry, where you had guys going out to training classes and spewing rounds in every direction, acting like absolute fools, making an ass of themselves, and pissing off the people running the school. And to such a degree that back in 2011, when I reached out to Larry Vickers and asked if I could cover his law enforcement military CQB, he said, that's fine, but you have to pay for the class up front. And it was like damn near $900. I want to say it was like $895 or something. So it was, almost $900. And I paid because I wanted to go, I wanted the knowledge. And at the end of the class, Larry said to me, well, at least I can say I know one magazine writer, because then I was just a writer. I didn't even have a YouTube channel then. He says, I can at least say I now know one writer that knows how to shoot. I took that as a compliment because Larry is a former Delta operator. that was the beginning for me. Shortly after that, I started this YouTube channel, and that was the beginning for me of setting a level of excellence of how I communicate with training cadres. And I have maintained that excellence throughout the entire time that I've been doing this. You should be asking yourself, why is Abner standing in front of a camera talking about this? Because it's become a real major problem. And the problem that now I'm dealing with is I try to come out to train with people, and they allow me to come out. I run cameras, this camera and then one camera mounted on my ear pro. I will then spend, no joke guys, I will then spend a week, 37, 40 hours, something like that, anywhere between 30-ish and 40 hours, editing down all that data to get somewhere between 9 to 12 videos. Some of them are going to be 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and then usually there's going to be one that's like a class experience, and it's going to be about 15 or 20 minutes. Sorry guys, I'm a little beat up today. I have a mild concussion from training out here a couple days ago, so my speech patterns are a little wonky today. I can actually feel it in my face. When you fire rifles near objects, especially when you're sticking the muzzle in holes and pulling the trigger, it kicks back hard in your face and it's really hard on your brain. Anyways, so I was going to training and I was communicating with the training cadre, and I was basically saying to them, look, I want to run cameras, I want to do videos that show the excellence that you have to offer. My videos are not about, look at me, look at what I'm doing. No, they're about you, the trainer, not about me. And the big reason why I'm doing this is because the douchebaggery has flowed on both ends. Training cadres are tired of being abused by media professionals. And as a media professional, the attitude and behavior that now I'm getting from training cadres is they let me come out and they let me video. And then they don't approve the videos. And then they say, hey, do you mind if we use those videos in-house for training purposes? And I go, you're kidding, right? And they go, what's the problem? The problem is that it's my time out of pocket. Let me explain to you how this works. I'm signed up for a class that's coming up in the end of May. And the class is $600. Okay, so $600. Actually, let's do it this way. My going rate for video production is $175 an hour. If I have 40 hours in video production time, that's $7,000. So let's take $600 for the class. That's $6,400 that I'm still holding, meaning that I have invested in. Now, what people don't understand when I do that is $175 is bone cheap for video production, most especially at the quality level that I do, because I put the shooter into the moment of training. And I make it a point to give the viewer here at home a true look at what it's like to be a student at this particular school. It is never about look at me, look at me, look at me. It's about look at them. Look at the trainers that I'm training with, look at how they train, look at how student focused they are. And then the training cadre doesn't approve the videos, and then they ask for the videos for internal use. And I have foolishly allowed some of this to happen, and then heard from students here that I was training that my videos were being used in the classroom. And the thing is, they weren't videos that I had approved for internal use, which meant they were going to YouTube and using the very videos that I'd sent to them for pre-approval. They were then using those for training purposes in the classroom. That is a douchebag move that is so disrespectful of my efforts as a media professional to promote you guys. When I say you guys, I'm referring to the training cadres that I've worked with. Guys, I wish I could tell you that this has only happened at one place, but off the top of my head, I can three places in the last 2 years alone that this has happened. That's a really difficult pill to swallow. One guy didn't even respond in any way whatsoever. And the range that he'd come to use for his class, the range owner said, is there any of that video that you can send us that we can use to help promote our range? Because that's the other focus of what I do. Not every training cadre has their own facilities. Some trainers are itinerant and they go to different places and they train at different facilities. And I also like to showcase the facility and give some love to the facility. And guys, understand, seldom do I actually get a free class out of it. Seldom do I actually get a free class out of it. Sometimes I'm paying a reduced rate, or sometimes, you know, they comp me a class. But you got to understand, and I ran the numbers for you. If we're talking $7,000 of my time, and your class is only $600, and you've comped one slot, then I'm still holding $6,400 of my time invested in your videos. And it's so difficult for me to do this because no matter how I deliver this, someone's going to get into the comment section and go, "Wah, Abner's complaining." You don't understand. This is what I do for a living. The social media firearms professionals have so crapped all over this industry that now it is becoming darn near impossible for me to open the door to get in with trainers to do videos to promote them. So that's why I'm standing in front of the camera. So here's the message to the training industry. If you want to have well done videos that put the student in the moment of training without exposing your techniques, because I'm very careful and respectful of how I show things. Remember, you're approving the videos. They don't go anywhere until you guys approve them. If you want to work with someone who knows how to video without exposing data, but exposing just enough that the student on this end of the camera watching at home goes, "Dude, I got to do that," and they get on their computer and they sign up for your class, then hit me up at tier1citizen@gmail.com, and I'd love to come out and train with you and show all the excellence that you have to offer to the industry. And all it's going to cost you is one slot in your class. There's no per diem, there's no sitting fee, there's no mileage, there's no hotel, there's nothing. I cover all that. Why? Because I'm a forever student. Because this means so much to me that I take the knowledge that I gain from you guys and I come out here and I work on it. And by the way, those of you who think that I'm trying to gain knowledge to steal from people and offer my own training, first of all, I'm 65 classes into this, okay? 65 classes. And if you go to my website, there's no training page, because right now I'm not offering training because I've had some issues with people out here. So I've nixed trading on this property for the time being until I can find my own property. But guys, it's important that you understand where my heart is in all of this. My focus is to give the best knowledge possible to this industry in the most distilled fashion. I got a medical flight over my head. I sincerely apologize for the length of this video, but guys, this needed to be said, because it has become darn near impossible for me to open that door with training cadres and actually get videos produced and get them up to the web. Now understand, if you want videos for internal use, fine. It's $175 an hour. And even still, I'm gonna work with you on that price, okay? But understand that it's $170, well, let me put it this way. I did videos for someone a while back, and they paid that fee. And the person that I was dealing with recognized how inexpensive that was. At $175 an hour, they paid me for 35 hours of my time. What they didn't have to pay for, and they recognized it as such, was they didn't have to pay for mileage, hotel, food, and actual recording time. Understand, guys, if I go and I cover a 2-day class, that's 16 hours of recording. None of that is rolled into the $175 an hour. The only time that you're paying for is when I get back home and I dump that data and I sit down and I start working on that video, on those videos. And that usually comes out to 30-something to 40-something hours. That's the only thing you're paying for, because remember, I'm still a student and I'm still there to learn. So I'm doing this as boldly and as bluntly as possible. I am trying to get people to wake up and recognize that if you want to get the word out, the best way to do it is video. I said this years ago in an article, if a picture is worth 1,000 words, video is incalculable. It's the absolute truth. And we know this because if you watch something on video, your brain goes, I can do that. And there's a part of you that subconsciously sees what's happening, and you put yourself in that moment, and that gets you excited to learn. And that's what I seek to do in my videos. I want to get people engaged in learning and asking questions. So if you guys have any questions or comments, if you're a training cadre and you want a media professional who actually knows how to work with training cadres to come out, guys, hit me up. I would love to come out and cover your classes. Guys, I'm willing to jump in my vehicle and drive. Okay, I want to go out to Combat Shooting and Tactics in Nacogdoches, Texas. Paul, that is an interesting name of the town where you work out of. Nacogdoches, Texas. That's in a John Wayne movie, by the way, El Dorado. Anyways, under the bridge in Nacogdoches. See, I said it right there. I want to go out to CSAT, and that's about a 12-hour drive for me from where I live here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. But I'm willing to get in the vehicle and go out. I don't know Paul. I don't know how to open that door, because if I reach out to Paul, I'm just another media puke. But I'm going to try, because I've always wanted to train with Paul Howe. So, guys, understand, this is coming from my heart. I really want to help this industry because we're in shambles. And I'm not just talking about our country. Our industry is in shambles. And we're busy doing this to one another. And we all need to be pushing together and pushing and pulling in the same direction. And coming back together again the way we were just a few years ago. So that's why this video is so bold and so in your face. As always, I thank you guys for watching. God bless you all. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your support, because this channel is 100% viewer supported. You guys can support me by going to tier1citizen.com, scrolling down a little bit, finding the little gray block with Chuckles, my logo in it, clicking on that and running that slider up as high as you want. And people have actually run that slider up pretty high and sent donations, which, guys, I'm humbled by that, and I thank you for your support. Also, you can buy slings. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them below. As always, thank you for watching. God bless you all. Get those guns out and practice. Have a good one. Time to shoot.
Should be done up here. If I want to lock the slide to the rear, I don't want to muzzle the guy next to me. Not cool. Okay?
If that's John's pistol, see where it's pointed. Because his thumb, he's pointing with his thumb. You know, if you point with your thumb, it'll take you to the target. Because all your life you've been pointing with your finger, and you're right on the money. You can do the same thing with your thumb. All I have to do, I'm going to keep my head perfectly straight up. I'm just going to point with my thumb here. Okay, am I going to get a perfect shot? No. Am I going to hit it most of the time? Yes.
Get out of here. Get out of this house.
He's gonna flash.
Down. There it is. And he's looking for these out of his peripheral vision. He's not.
1, 2, hit. Hit. Nice. On the move. Cover, cover, cover.
Hell yeah.
Hit. Yeah.
Ow. I didn't hear the slide. Nipple shot.
That's why I say you gotta bring the thing back.
These are not made for wide blows.
Man, you ain't joking.
Shit! Move into the wall. Go ahead.
Change your hips. Square your hips to your brother. Square your hips to your brother. So I want you to turn to your left. There it is. You got it.